Forward to set, I'ma run up and check in this bag, I'ma drop on the jeweler. I'ma get my respect with a stick in the tech, and my niggas gon' lean like the Cubans. This ain't a movie, I come up with shooters. I got it, the bitch, I'ma use it. Got activists, roll up the cabbage, drink by the gallon. I'm an abuser. Bitch fell in love with a killer. They dance on the world like it's Thriller. I slide on the P like a slow. Them scales be pink on the snow. I'm kicking this door with a stick in their hands. The nigga gon' point to the door. Been around the corner, I get out and serve them. I keep a point if they know. All I wanted was money in the bad bitch in it, cause up in the plastic. I'm stretching that P like elastic. Hoes, I'm skating my dick like a hat trick. You play with your life, I'ma snatch it. Ops in the blunt, we rolling up cactus. I don't fuck with a bitch and she ratchet. And she better come with an accent. Drove by the zip, for the PO. I stick on my dick, now deep bitch stove. I stopped on this bitch, I got 3 different flows. Only heat that he had was the heat on the stove. I make a cold and I brick on the way, and the money too long, get that bitch out the safe. As long as it late what I put in this game, take off with your head, get that bitch in the lake. Hey, just sit in the dope with Benita. Mix just water and dope with them needles. Still pulling rocks out the pot, cause aunties still be tweaking. Break the block with no condom. Look at what land in the stomach. Look at the bands in my pocket. This phone look like hands on a junkie. Forward to set, I'ma run up and check in this bag, I'ma drop on the jeweler. I'ma get my respect with a stick in the tech, and my niggas gon' lean like the Cubans. This ain't a movie, I come up with shooters. I got it, the bitch, I'ma use it. Got activists, roll up the cabbage, drink by the gallon. I'm an abuser. Bitch fell in love with a killer. They dance on the world like it's Thriller. I slide on the P like a slow. Them scales be pink on the snow. I'm kicking this door with a stick in their hands. The nigga gon' point to the door. Been around the corner, I get out and serve them. I keep a point if they know. Do we stay like a shit for my old man? Your bitch for that hair up, dope jam. She gon' blow me, cold hand. Pocket swole, dope hands. Chop a drill like a screw. Ballin' like last year. Broke nigga out the picture. Got her wishing like a cake. I blow like 100, that's where I'ma bounce back. Keep it square like a mouse pad. We all in for that money, but not taking cheese. Even out for the mouse trap. We got it wrapped in the bundles. 300 packs in the tunnels. You carry the rock and the fun, but I throw you a brick. She gon' swing on your dick like she in the jungle. My shawty don't come with a nose. The 40 it come with a pole. Hang off the hip. I put your bitch on the stroll. Chopper get hot as the stove. Empty the stick. She tryna eat on this dick. Thirsty, I give her a sip. Right on her lips. I turn the hat to a brick. I break to the ton of the shit. Come get a whip. With the set, I'ma run up and check in this bag. I'ma drop on the jeweler. I'ma get my respect with a stick in the tech, and my niggas gon' lean like the Cubans. This ain't a movie, I come up with shooters. I got it, the bitch, I'ma use it. Got activists, roll up the cabbage, drink by the gallon. I'm an abuser. Bitch fell in love with a killer. They dance on the world like it's Thriller. I slide on the P like a slow. Them scales be pink on the snow. I'm kicking this door with a stick in their hands. The nigga gon' point to the door. Been around the corner, I get out and serve them. I keep a point if they know. My shawty don't come with a nose. The 40 it come with a pole. Hang off the hip. I put your bitch on the stroll. Chopper get hot as the stove. Empty the stick. She tryna eat on this dick. Thirsty, I give her a sip. Right on her lips. I turn the hat to a brick. I break to the ton of the shit. Come get a whip. Sit in the dope with Benita. Mix just water and dope with them needles. Still pulling rocks out the pot. Cause aunties still be tweaking. Break the block with no condom. Look at what land in the stomach. Look at the bands in my pocket. This phone look like hands on a junkie. Wow.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. We are back in the building with another informative informative. And I have another informative video for y'all today, and this one is kind of sad, but I'm not sad because people, they make decisions. I think they should have known better. They really no justification for your own research. There's no justification for understanding what you're doing. And what it boils down to, these teachings that people are given, the Moorish Americans, Smitty's Corner, what's up? The Moorish Americans, the sovereign citizens, this, all that, all this shit. What it boils down to it, anybody that came from the Chris Hauser group, anybody that came from Coach MT, anybody came from Tamika, anybody came from Miss Jackson, anybody that came from, if you first started off, whether you were in the chat, students, brought documents, all of them, every single one of them, it is a highly probable chance that your teachings or what they were teaching, what advice they gave, came from the Moorish sovereign citizen patriot redemption movement. And the fact that these people, what's up, famous nobodies? Smitty's Corner. The fact that these people actually believe just because they claim a certain nationality that they have the right to inhabit the earth, they have a right to take possession over land, homes, and not have to pay for it. The problem is, and I want everybody to hear this, whether you go back and listen to it again, these teachers are not practicing what they preach. 9 times out of 10, if you ever brought a document from somebody in this space and it didn't work for you, nothing never happened, or you never got what you thought you paid for, 9 times out of 10, the same people who you brought that stuff from, they already tried it themselves and it did not work. I guarantee you, they tried it themselves and did not work. And what happens is you got a lot of new people that don't know any better or should know any better, but for whatever reason they don't. They think it's new information. So they'll end up trying stuff that the teacher already tried 2 or 3 years ago and it didn't work. And then when they say, well, we was going down the wrong rabbit hole as far as the teachers, like it's a group effort. See, it comes off as a group effort that you're here for the people, that you're here to help everyone. But what it boils down to, how could they be going down the same rabbit hole with you if you're paying for the stuff that they're selling? You're going down that rabbit hole. You're taking on the chance. And notice how, especially with these more mentality people who call themselves teacher, whenever something doesn't work that they gave advice on, you notice how it's never their fault. You notice how it's never their fault. Either you did something wrong, or I told you to do your research, or shit, I ain't never say it was going to work. You paid exactly for what you got. All the bullshit at the end. But when it's being presented, it's always being presented that you're going to get some type of results. Otis, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's like you're going to get some type of results, that you're going to get some type of relief. And when it doesn't work and they bring their grievances to the teacher, it's never the teacher's fault. Now, this video today, I think his name was Malachi Bey, and he listened to Tajiri Bey's teachings. She's big in the Moorish community on social media. That lady is zit damn crazy. She is crazier than a road lizard. Everything that she claims her and their Moorish Americans have the right to has all been rejected in courts. Everybody that follows their teaching always ended up being arrested, trespassed, and it just never went good. These people actually believe that they can have homes and property for free and don't have to work for it. And that is enticing to people who are following this movement that doesn't know any better, especially ones with the poverty mindset. That's very enticing. But come to find out, this lady, like Tajiri Bey, has been telling people, cancel your corporate contracts, cancel your driver's license, stop paying your bills. It's yours anyway. Pick out whatever home that you want, an expensive home, and stake claim to it because you're more and you have a right to, right? Get the license plates off eBay. But comes to find out, like Tajiri Bey has real license plates on her vehicle. Like Tajiri Bey pays her mortgage. Like Tajiri Bey has a driver's license. She has a driver's license. She has all those things that what she is preaching and teaching to her flock what not to have. I find that odd. How you can teach someone not to have a driver's license, cancel your corporate contracts, don't register your property, say all this outlandish garbage in court, improprietor, improprietopia, improprietopia, all that in court. And most importantly, she was showing these other Moors that joined her group how to pick out a home, file certain documents, change the locks, post the sign, and take possession of their home because you have a birthright to everything on the land. But one of her teachers in this video, I mean, not her teachers, one of her students actually aired his grievance, saying that it doesn't work. Like Tajiri Bey herself was arrested for trying the same thing. And she praised because she ended up getting out of jail. I think she was rearrested again. Really not known to the facts. I think she got on a bond or whatever. But she called that a victory. But I have doubts about that even being a victory. Because her main goal was to be in the house and not pay for it. So she never took possession of the house. The main goal was to have the house. So she never took possession of the house, and legally, lawfully, no one could do nothing about it. Just because she got out of jail doesn't mean she won. Because she's going around teaching the same process on how to take possession of a home. Whether it's in foreclosure, whether it's empty, vacant, whether it's for sale. That's what she's teaching. So anytime someone is teaching me something and it leads to me having to fight my way out of a court case, I don't call that good counsel. I don't call that good advice. Anything someone teaches me, I don't want to end up going to jail behind. I don't even want to get arrested, whether I get out later on or technicalities. I don't even want to be arrested for shit. Some people, like if I was a student, I don't even want to be arrested for it. I don't want to be charged, indicted. I don't care if they give me bond that day, a PR. I don't even want nothing to do with the legal court system based on advice that a teacher is giving me. Because they are not letting people occupy homes and keep homes that are not. And I've seen court case after court case dating back to early this year. And they're getting indicted left and right. Actually, the FBI now has a task force dedicated for squatters. And once, y'all know what I said earlier, what works in the state will never work in the feds. The federal government don't care what you file on the record. They don't care what you come in there and say. They don't care how many no judge is going to dismiss the case. Not in the feds. Feds a totally different ballgame. Now, there's victories in the state. Every facts and circumstance is different, so I can't really speak on the victories because everything is different. But what I can speak on is the feds. None of that works in the feds. I don't give a damn what you put on it because the federal government is the biggest gang and they can do what they want. Not necessarily can do what they want, but y'all understand when the FBI get on your line, that's an 800-pound gorilla that none of us want laying on top of us. Especially when the IRS gets on your line and they start to treat you like a tax protester, a paper terrorist. They will accelerate their collections. Oh yeah, I've seen them do it. I've seen the person think he gonna get what it was like a $750,000 check. He waiting and turn around and hit his ass with a $1.2 million bill. His whole heart crumbled. He ain't know what to do. That man went dark for like 6 weeks. He finally popped his head back up. I was like, man, yeah, all right, man. God dang, seeing what dealing with that shit because they went straight from that, gave him 10 days to pay that. They went to notice, went to levy. Oh yeah, levy his bank account. Oh yeah. And this was from listening to Chris Hauser. He's on the Patriot redemption side of it. Oh yeah. So it just baffles me when these people, the IRS, they pretty much tell you how to do it the right way. They give you all the information you need to fill out a tax form correctly. Just because our ideologies of what we may believe we have a right to when we file, just because we may believe that or someone told you to file it this way, it all depends on whether the IRS will accept it. Now, the IRS sends out a lot of... Okay, here's one thing about IRS notices I think everybody needs to understand. That 98% of IRS notices are issued from the computer. The computer generates it itself. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have looked at the individual facts of your case and then sent you a letter of response. You will know when they're talking about the individual facts of your case because they're going to put certain elements in your case or your tax issue in that letter. And they always encourage people to file their taxes. There was a lady that she got the earn child tax credit that I know, and she didn't file for it. They sent her a letter saying, hey, you may be entitled to a refund for your earned income tax credit. File for that. Because they want, if you do the money, because if they owe you and you're entitled to a refund, the longer they hold your money, that's more interest they got to pay. Like they whew, the interest they're gonna owe to some people is crazy. So we're gonna get to this video before the IRS is actively processing my claims. Had a few 843s out in the streets I had to collect. They are actively processing my claim. We just had the tax class, I think that was like 2 months ago. And everything I'm teaching, well, I taught in the class, I use in real life. It's nothing I leave out. Everything I do. So remember I told y'all in the beginning, I was like, I ain't about to mess around with the federal income tax withholding, Social Security, because I was like, it wasn't, to me, it ain't much. But I was like, you know what? People was like, nah, you still should, it's still yours. I said, yeah. So I put in my claim for my refund of erroneous taxes collected and assessed based on, what was it, the Social Security, Medicaid, and Social Security, Medicaid, and what's the other one, y'all? Federal income tax withholding. And I sent that off. When did I send it off? Probably like I think around the time I had the class. I think around, or like a week or two after. It wasn't that long ago. Let's just say that. It wasn't that long ago. And I put in for the claims for the erroneous refunds, and y'all can listen to all the shorts that I had before while during that cycle of the tax class. I had shorts that I was dropping, and so as you can see, this is the 843. This was my statement, sworn statement of your treasury meant to tender in good faith. And this was my sworn statement substantiating my position. I checked it last night, last night I did update it, and this for my 2022 year. The same thing I was teaching, same thing I was telling everybody, same thing I had these shorts dropped in. I did this myself, and this is for the 2022 year. And they got it. They probably received it probably within the last 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. And this is based off the teaching. Because this year was already over and done with. It was already over and done with. It had the 0.00. It was over and done with. It was already over and done with. But I guess with new information that they received from me, they went back and they updating it. And then not that one. 2020 it's so low of an amount of withholdings. I just did it anyway. But I sent that out like a week or two later because I really was debating, like, it's so the withholding and Social Security Medicaid taxes they took out was so low. It was like, I really don't even give a shit. But I said, let me be consistent. So yeah. So I have a lot of accounts being adjusted and updated. This was after my I sent the my documents into them. Remember, that was like 18 pages. One of the, as a matter of fact, this, okay, so let me show you. All right, so let me show you the timeline. Okay, so this right here, all this right here, and you see that, right? That came from I'm about to show y'all exactly where it came from. That came from right there. That's it right there. That is what I mailed on to the IRS. It's what it mattered. Because I put that work in. Then it's 60 pages, all typed by hand. That's why. And let's go back. And if you can see, as you can see, right there, this one right here, where at the can't find, when you can't, that document right there, that's one of the screenshots I put on the community tab. As you can see, that's one of the documents right there, the sworn statement. Because I put that work in. Right there, where if you go to the far code where all from, that is the screenshot, the heading that you see in the community tab. All this right here was based a claim for a refund of erroneously assessed and collected taxes. Erroneously assessed and collected taxes. Then it's 60 pages, all typed by hand. I said erroneously assessed and collected. Yeah. Refund on taxes assessed is allowable. You ain't even have to pay it. If you can prove evidence that the IRS was erroneous when they assessed the taxes in the first place, meaning if you provide sufficient evidence that they know or should have known that the amount of taxes that they assessed, you wasn't liable for anyway in the beginning. And in my tax class, I tell you exactly what they do to assess taxes against you. And I showed you the form. That form is not on the internet. I guarantee you it's not. That's an internal form. I have an inside person that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone who knows someone. And I asked this person to check their contact for this, and that person sent them that, and he sent it me. He sent that to me. But that form is not on the internet. But you can find the statute under 26 USC 6020. So I attached the actual form that they filed. And then I posted the congressional inquiry, and the IRS responded to the congressional inquiry, and they tell you exactly how taxes are assessed. It will blow your mind. Oh yeah, I posted that already. I already talked about it, but nobody listens to my channel because I'm not talking the Moorish sovereign citizen stuff. I'm not just putting a template out there, and all you got to do is just sign your name at because it takes a long time, and most people don't want to wait. Most people are impatient. So they want the finished product, and they want the finished product without having to do their own independent
to teachers like
own independent study and research. So this right here is one of her students airing agreements out with her. He ended up in big trouble for trying to take possession of a home in which he did not own, based on her teachings, her advice. Shall we listen in? Fair use, fair use, fair use. Truth. This is brought to you by True Science 151. True Science be on their neck. Y'all think I be on their neck. True Science be on their neck. He be on their top.
Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we'll be listening in on one of Grandmaster teachers like Tajiri Bey's calls. Now, in this call, one of her students that she teaches all of this cancel all corporate contracts nonsense, one of her students is trying to air a grievance with her because her teachings have pretty much cost him everything that he's had. He's literally losing it all because of her teaching. So he's calling to air a grievance with her and to see if she can give him some type of remedy to all of the madness that has taken place in his life since listening to Light Tajiri Bey. So we'll be listening in and seeing what type of answers Light Tajiri Bey gives one of the very students that she teaches her foolishness to. So let's check it out.
Want to play this video? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I got a notice coming from the IRS. I don't know when. You know, they sometimes you'll check and see you got a notice. Then you'll open up the envelope when the mailman drop it off, and it'd be like the same date. I said, how the hell they know this date? Like you'll open it up, let's say the 17th. Sometimes I open a letter, I look at the date. It's the same date I open the envelope. I said, hell do they know what's gonna get here today? So I got one coming. Listen, the ones I'm looking out for, it's a CB21B. CP21B. You get a CP21B, that is a refund letter after the adjustment, and then anywhere up to 2 weeks to 90 days, they have that it would take 2 weeks to 120 days it would take for them to send a refund. Yes, I know. Yes. You get a refund due letter, it could take anywhere from 14 to 120 days to actually get the refund. Yes, that's how it works. That's how it works. Trust me. Trust me. That's how it works.
Any questions about that? Any comments? Anything of any nature? Or any questions about any of the demonstrations? Islam.
Grand Rising to all Moors. Just wanted to give or comment and to talk about a situation. There's a lot going on. We all know that. And in relation to folks, what you just said, which was the behavior of those that would be subjects, if so sure, as it relates to our demonstrations and our work. I've done a lot of work for the nation. I've done a lot of stuff for the nation. There are some concerns, some immediate concerns for safety relative to those demonstrations and the stuff that's going on that I see happening. I don't have any particulars that I'd share at this moment. However, I just wanted to put on the call that is an issue and a concern. And that's it for now. Is there any parameters or things that are
an issue or a concern?
Say again?
You said safety is an issue or a concern?
Yes, physical safety, and that includes
he's kind of beating around the bush. Like he does just come out and say, "Hey, I tried the shit you said. Now I'm in trouble. What the fuck is up?" But he's kind of beating around the bush. He's about to get into it. Shout out to Chief Mac with the super duper. Y'all get like Chief Mac, hit that super duper. I think that's the sticker. Yeah, the sticker. We getting there, y'all. We getting there. So we getting there. We are on our way. We're pushing. So yeah, so he's about to get into it now. And y'all shared this video. Not doing it just to bring my views and likes up. Trust me, y'all, them YouTube checks is not nothing to. Unless you sit on here going live 6 times a day, 7 days a week. Like I don't have that time to be a big YouTube star. I just don't have it. I refuse. I don't know how they do it. Shout out to the content creators. Shout out, but I don't have that time. I just came back home now because I was out since earlier taking care of business. I just got out 20 minutes ago. And this might be the only time I'll be able to go live with y'all today because when I get off here, the rest of my night is pretty much over with. So he's about to get into it and pay attention to what he's saying. And more importantly, pay attention to her goddamn response.
Place to stay. That includes a conveyance. That includes the immediate concerns of being in air. I don't think it's enough to tell somebody that they just need to be competent and that they need to do this or do that. And when they're doing that, I don't think it's a thing about energy, because guess what? Good energy, bad energy. If an air is an air, they're an air. And if they have an immediate need and they've been breaking their neck doing everything that is necessary to do as they understand it, I don't think they should be homeless. I don't think they should be without.
You hear that? Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Because he's talking about him. He lost everything, the house and the car, because she told him to cancel the contract. That's their big thing. Cancel contracts, and stop making payments. And people fall into this don't make the payment trap because a lot of them do, because really they don't even want to pay from the beginning, or they really don't really have it to pay. So this is now a justification in their mind for not paying. But watch, that's his main point right here. If y'all teaching this stuff and y'all got results, why there should be no homeless Moors? Basically what he's saying. I should not have lost my house and my car. If you're teaching this stuff, what's going on here?
Or do that. And when they're doing that, I don't think it's a thing about energy, because guess what? Good energy, bad energy.
Okay, so he's talking about energy here. I want to add this, because there's going to be claims that his energy was off because it didn't work for him like what she taught, because his energy was off. Yeah, I told you, y'all, it's never their fault when their false teachings don't work, or people get in trouble and come back to them and be like, yo, I tried this ain't work. Like everybody in this space, this is what they do. They'll talk about this, what they about to do, but they're never transparent on the fault, on the losses, on the failures. Because it's not really a failure, because you can learn something from that and come back stronger. But your biggest indicator that a person who telling y'all I'm about to go to the bank and do this, I'm about to do that, and then they just completely stop talking about it, all in all, like they don't ever give you an update, a follow-up, all in all, like they never give you nothing, all in all, when they don't give you shit, all in all, or talk about it, give no indication, that means it didn't work. And you notice that they always want to silence the people who paid for their stuff and it didn't work for them. When they come back to their lives and try to be like, yo, you notice they either block them, ban their comments out the chat. Watch out for those people, because I've seen them do it in real life. I've seen them do it for real. Someone comment like, yo, I tried this shit. They said it was frivolous, said it was sovereign citizen, and their comments getting removed. Like people ain't already see it. And then they try to call them, they block them. Oh yeah, all types of goofy shit, y'all.
If an air is an air, they're an air. And if they have an immediate need and they've been breaking their neck doing everything that is necessary to do as they understand it, I don't think they should be homeless. I don't think they should be without. I think that's insane. We have gone far. We've done much. But I think we need to really, really revisit that and make sure that that we're taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So that said, I'd love to hear any comments or questions about that. And with that, I yield. Unless someone else.
To sum it up in a nutshell, hey, like Tajiri Bay, I paid you for this shit. You told me exactly what to do, exactly what to file. I followed your teachers. I followed the understanding you gave me. And I lost my house behind it. And I lost my vehicle behind it. So what do you have to say? That's what it's saying it, but not, I guess he's trying to be respectful, whatever. But basically, he's calling her out on her bullshit, pretty much.
That's a question for me. I yield.
Okay, so we need to decode what this Moorish individual
Already did it, broski.
is actually saying. What he's pretty much articulating to Light Tajiri Bay is that he has lost his home and he has lost his car because of the instructions and the teachings that she has provided him with. He has listened to her. And when I say listen to her, she teaches these people to cancel all corporate contracts. And when they do that, that means they're not held responsible for any bills and anything of that nature and can just live for free and drive around with these fake Moorish plates. So what he is telling her is that he took her advice on this stuff. He's done it. And the end result is that he has lost his home and he doesn't have a car anymore. So now let's see.
Y'all, imagine me, y'all doing something I said, and you lose your house, your car, you get hit with a tax bill. Imagine you calling me and I said, well, you know, Chief Mac, the reason why I ain't work for you, man, because your energy was off when you did it. What? I wish a motherfucker would take my energy off. Oh, man. That's sad. But it's never their fault, y'all. It's never the teacher's fault with these Moors. It's never their fault.
What she says in response to what he has just told her. Now, keep in mind, he is airing this grievance out with her because she's the leader of, she's one of the leaders of this Moorish sovereign group.
Now, she is, though. And she has a big name. A lot of people, a lot of Moors from state to state watch her, follow her. She has a lot of people brainwashed. She has a big following. Okay, she does.
So she's the one teaching all of these tactics to do. So he, because he follows her, he listened to her teachings and he just told her what the end result was of everything that she has taught him. So we're going to sit back and see how Light Tajiri Bay responds to what this Moorish individual is saying to her.
Hey, y'all, if I listen, all results I have, if I was telling y'all I was getting that because I canceled my birth certificate and the IRS, they piece me a percentage of my birth certificate every year or upon the real debt that I owe, and I already got established 100 million in their possession, and every result I show is because I got it from the birth certificate or the Social Security and all the other process I filed at UCC1. But whole time I'm really utilizing the stuff that we talk about in our groups now. So I'm really doing it the right way behind the scenes. But in public, I'm selling all that shit. Hey, you know how much money I could be making? You know what, people? I will have all these Moors, everybody lined up, and then I'd be like, on a percentage, I got my estate, the whole credit back, but the IRS is holding. So if you owe like 50,000 or you want a $50,000 vehicle, right? You give me 5,000 up front, and I make sure you get the $50,000 check. Or you want to buy a $700,000 home, right? You give me $7,000 up front. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the whole thing is, bro, if you got access to that, why the fuck would you need to be doing all that? But that would be like but most people, damn, I do need a car. Damn, I do need a house. So they're going to bypass the logic and go for that. I swear to God, yeah, I'll be making damn near like $700,000 a year if I was to jump on that Moorish sovereign citizen bandwagon and start. Because I got real results to show, so people are going to be blinded by that. They don't know I'm going behind the scenes and doing this shit the right way. But in the public, I'm doing it the more. Man, I will have people lined up from here to Wichita, Kansas.
Is she going to help him? She's his teacher. She should be able to help him. She the one that gave him the information that he followed. So let's see.
Islam. So, are there any more on this call who last night, let's just say last night, I'll just ask about that one night. Are there any more on this call who last night slept under a bridge?
You're gaslighting. That's not the point. This is not the fucking point, lady. You know what he's saying. You gaslighting like a motherfucker. Oh, is there anyone that slept under a bridge last night? Come on, you know, and they all do this. They play on your intelligence like you stupid. You know, damn right he ain't sleep under a bridge last night. He probably at a friend's house, shelter, whatever. But you get the point. He doesn't have his home anymore because he did follow your teachings. That's the point he's saying. But she gonna sidestep that. She ain't gonna address that head on.
Islam every night for the last. Well, under a bridge, a specific location. However, it is.
Well, I was just asking about that part right there. I'm just asking about the bridge.
Wow,
y'all, she's never successfully occupied a home that was vacant for sale because she claimed the land. She's never been successful in that. But she's teaching everybody else, and people are buying it. He's one of her students. They have not been successful. You are blatantly defrauding people. That's what all 90% of these teachers on social media, TikTok, they're blatantly, willfully defrauding people. I still got people that are still waiting for the CUSIP number to come back. To do what with it? Convert it into an account number? What are you gonna do? Like, you still got people. Oh God, man, let's just keep going.
wow. This lady is absolutely amazing. Her very first response to everything that he just said is, are there any Moors on this call who has slept under a bridge? First and foremost, the man didn't say that he slept under a bridge. What he said to you was that he has now lost his home. So how does someone losing their home equate to somebody sleeping under a bridge? He could have slept in a homeless shelter. He could have slept on a train. The fact of the matter is he's homeless because of the silly stuff that you taught him. So how was your very first response? Is there any more that has slept under a bridge? Wow, this just shows you that you should not be following this lady because she is going to lead you down the wrong path. And then when you question her about it, she's going to say silly things like that.
Well,
did any more sleep outside against their will?
What do you mean sleep outside against their will? He lost his home. Oh, so basically what she's saying is you should have refused to leave. Stand your ground. So when they come and get evicted or the police show up, you still refuse to leave. So he can go to jail. And you know, Moors, they don't really stick up for each other. They'll abandon each other quick. One of them go to jail, ain't nobody else got any money for them. They all scrambling, selling packages to pay a bill. So they 90% of them all scrambling. She's really said slept outside against their will. This lady is unbelievable.
Here's
Last night.
Hold on a second. Because I want to make sure that this isn't obfuscated. Under a bridge is a specific location. I understand what I get your point. However, for someone to have done work that has yielded results, however, the results have not been manifest for that.
Right. So she says she's done this. She says she got results, but she's never shown them. And that's what 98% of these social media teachers do. They say they got results. They say they've been successful, but they don't ever really show. But I don't mean show one thing one time. Because like you can show one thing one time, but where's the continual success? Where's the continue? Where is it manifesting really? What do you have where people could be like, okay, we can see he's living the fruits of his results. Like, what do you, and it's not limited to material possessions, but you could just see, like, oh God.
That person in particular.
Are you talking about yourself?
It's a specific location. I understand what I get your point. However, for someone to have done work that has yielded results, however, the results have not been manifest for that person in particular.
Are you talking about yourself?
You know he's talking about him. I hate a dumbass question. I'm sorry, I know there's such thing as dumb question, but the gaslighting and the manipulative, like you say, she's obfuscating you know what he's talking about. And that's the games they play when they know they're caught in their bullshit. She knows everything he's talking about because she knows that shit doesn't work. So instead of hitting the Deion Sanders high step over the question, won't you just be honest, lady? No, they can never be honest. They don't want to lose their following who's going to buy that bullshit.
Do we need to be specific? If we do, we can.
Well,
yeah, they said, do we need to be specific? If we do, we can. Because he's not really trying to, like, I wish he would have just came straight out with it, but he's putting it in a way that's kind of like protecting her. I don't know why. I'd have put that shit all on the line, especially on facing jail time too. Bitch, you scanned me. Bro, just come out and say it. You got me.
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. Hold on. I have.
You notice when he was like, I don't think it's necessary. And guess what she says? Oh, it's not necessary. Nah. If you really stand on your word, I would have been like, exactly what you talk about. Point me to one thing that you're saying. And let's walk it down. You notice how she said, no, it's not necessary. Exactly. Because there's other Moors listening to y'all. It's not just them two. I think they're on like a Zoom call or like one of those like talk shoe call in. Yeah, they all on one big chat right now.
I don't think it's necessary.
It's not necessary, but
I have, hold on, I have firsthand experience with my own situation. That's where you want to go.
Right there. That's it right there. That's what he's saying right there. I have firsthand experience with my own situation, and that's where you want to go. Do you really want to put it out there? That's what he's basically saying. I'll put it out there if you want me to. I lost my house and I lost my car based on the shit you told me. So what? Why didn't he just say it? Shit.
The issues that I'm talking about are from my own personal experience and that of many more. So,
oh, you heard that? His own personal experience and that of many more. Not just him, many. That's more than a few. I mean, you can't get top-notch results for everybody, every single person, 100% every time. There may be some stuff where, damn, what the hell you filed in the past? Damn, they rejected this. Damn, let's go to, bam. Hey, listen, we might have to go to court. There's some cases where it may be like that. But if it's like that, like in Thomas Legacy's situation, it's not because the information is wrong and the documents have no merit. It's because they're putting up smoke screens and delay tactics and all the bullshit that they do. So that's the difference. If something is wrong, it's not because of the information that's in the documents. Because I've done over 10 years of research and study. And I got shit to prove that what I teach is correct. Because if what you do is right, I don't care how many smoke screens they put up. I don't care how many delays. I don't care. Eventually, there's going to be some type of confirmation from the administrative authority, federal agencies, court. There's going to be something. It's going to end up lining up where your position can stand and withstand any type of delay. It can withstand it. Like, just you see my 22 account. I just had a class on that 2 months ago, the tax class. Would you say, here, you see what they said? I already said, we update your account. That's an indication that my position is correct, and they agree. But these people don't ever get that. They get all rejection. At some point, if what you're doing is correct, at some point, y'all, at some point, you're going to get a positive response. At some point. Because if it's correct, it's only so much they can bullshit you out your remedy. It's only so much they can do because sooner or later they're gonna run out of roadblocks. They're gonna run out of roadblocks eventually. You know how many people gave up if they just would have stood their ground like 6 more months, probably would have got it? Or did a back and forth with them 2 more correspondences standing on your position? Y'all, for the time they got it, it took 2 weeks for them to update my account. Where's the 60 days? Where's the 90 day? Where's the 120-day delays now? You notice how my response time from them is getting shorter and shorter because I withstood the hurricane they threw my way, and I still stood on my position. They know it's me. So they're like, well, it's no point of us trying to deny. If it's correct, it's no point in trying to deny him, because he's just going to keep coming. He's going to keep calling. He's going to keep complaining. These supervisors going to keep putting in referrals, taking notes, and he's going to keep causing problems for us. And then sooner or later, the higher ups are going to look at us like, yo, why does he keep complaining about this? He's keep quoting the right stuff. He keep quoting what y'all supposed to do. Why does he keep complaining about this? Why does he keep complaining about this? It's not frivolous. It's not nothing. Give this man what the fuck he's due. He's quoting the law. It's right here. It's your job. You got to honor it.
The the issue, like I was saying, is under a bridge is a specific location. Displaced own is a whole different question. I'm sure there's many more that have been in that situation and that are currently in that situation. Who is to say what type of housing is sufficient or what type of conveyance or anything else? An heir is an heir, and their credit is what it is.
So basically he's saying is, it don't matter the house. If I'm really an heir to the land, if I'm really entitled to this land or this home because it sits on my land that I'm an heir to, like you're teaching, then why am I being denied? Why am I being put out if I'm really an heir? So am I really an heir to the land as according to your teachings, like Tajiri Bey? Because if you're really an heir, you're not going to be kicked out. If you're really, truly entitled to it, eventually you're going to get it. Eventually you're going to get it. This is not a system where they just reject all proper claims. Keep rejecting, keep rejecting, keep rejecting. No, it doesn't. The IRS, as vicious as they are, they don't operate like that. If your position is correct, and once they do their thorough research, it confirms it, they're going to give you what you're owed, what you're entitled to. Because if they hold your money and you're entitled to it, they got to pay you interest on that. So it's not this, even if it's right, you ain't going to get nothing done. That's that bullshit, pessimistic belief system for people who's constantly done it wrong and constantly try to fit a square peg in a round hole, and now they totally given up. That's not my problem. That's not our problem. That's their problem.
So, like I said, I'll yield and I'll listen. I'm curious to hear what anybody's thoughts on that are.
So here's my thoughts on that. The energy piece cannot be negated because to say.
Sorry, I'm sorry to keep stopping. Lady, what the fuck does the energy got to do with what you told him to do? He lost everything. Why you keep bringing up energy? Yeah, Thomas. I mean, it is about the money with them. It is. She got to keep people buying them packets. But it's oh man, like he said, oh, this is you know what? I want to hear what she really has to say. I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm curious. Like, is that all she gonna come up with, just energy?
The energy piece cannot be negated because to say that an air is an air energy, that energy, that's a dangerous place to be. The energies mean everything. There's a reason why we say what we say about the energy. But if you continue to overlook that, you'll continue to pay the price for overlooking that.
What?
And the more in the chat, they feel me because, you know, you can talk because for many years, we've been in the air the whole time. So then it's not about whether we're in error or not. It's about what we know about us, and it's about how we respond to the testing that we're given.
No, it's not a test. It's not a test. Those are fictitious, fraudulent documents. What are you saying? What do you mean? The energy. It doesn't work, lady. It doesn't work. Oh my God.
We've been the heirs even in citizen status. We thought we were citizens. We were still the heirs then. So it's not about whether we're the heirs or not. It's about, do you know what heirs really mean? Being competent at being an heir has everything to do with the energy. Islam?
Yeah, he about to cut her off. He ain't like that response. That's a total. I don't know what the fuck she thought she was doing with that. That has nothing to do with anything. That has nothing to do with him losing his house and his vehicle based on what you told him to do. That has nothing to do with it. That's just like I put a document together and famous nobodies, you filed that document and then they come knock on your door and arrest you. Like, and you called me from jail, like, yo, that document you gave me, they came and locked me up. Well, bro, your energy was off when you did it, man. Your energy. What? Of course, I would pay his bond, but oh God.
Islam. I just want to say this because, as I said, this could be my last call. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot going on. But for the record, the demonstrations that I've done were not mine alone. They were done in concert with. Now, if people want to put out that it was just me doing whatever and I have bad energy, to me that sounds like a sacrificial lamb. I never signed up to be a sacrificial lamb for
right there
doing whatever, and I have
right there. That's what he said. The demonstrations I was doing, the documents I was doing, they were not mine alone. They were in concert with basically saying, you told me to do it like this. You told me to do this. I didn't just jump out there on my own. I'm under your guidance and your advice. I didn't just jump out and do this. As you say, he had a house. He stopped paying on his house because she told him to. Because he bought into her ideology. So it's not about him just sending documents out, this saying it ain't work. He did it right up under her authority, her wing. That's just like me. You send it. That's just like you get a notice of claim for me, and then the IRS responds with a frivolous filing. Even if they ever did, I would spank their ass on that. And I would be highly surprised if they ever. I've never had anyone client that got a frivolous filing. They always came back and said, hey, we're working on your account. We need 60 days. They always give them a payment voucher when they respond. I've never, but that's just like me saying, well, it's not like you filed the notice of claim yourself. Like I've really put it together for you. You just sent it off. So of course, if you get backlash from the IRS, it's natural for you to come back to the person you got the information from or the document from. That's the situation here.
Islam. I just want to say this because, as I said, this could be my last call. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot going on. But for the record, the demonstrations that I've done were not mine alone. They were done in concert with. Now, if people want to put out that it was just me doing whatever and I have bad energy, to me that sounds like a sacrificial lamb. I never signed up to be a sacrificial lamb for anything, not anybody or anything.
Okay, so this Moorish gentleman, he's airing his grievance out with his master teacher, like Tajiri Bey, and he just said this might be his last call, which tells me that he has got into some legal troubles behind all of this nonsense. So as we can see, following like Tajiri Bey will not be fruitful for your life. And then when you follow whatever it is that she teaches and it doesn't go the way that she said it was supposed to go, when you question it, she will just give you the runaround. She's talking about energy and this or that. Like, this lady is a con artist. The thing is this: the individuals have to be smart enough already to know that this stuff is a bunch of bull and it does not work. And these people that you're following, they don't have the answers. Not only that, they don't even practice what they preach. Like Tajiri Bey doesn't practice none of the stuff that she preaches, which is why this gentleman just said he didn't sign up to be a sacrificial lamb. Right. Well, The issue with that is that's just tough luck, buddy. You were supposed to be smart enough to know not to follow this nonsense that she was telling you to do. You can't just claim people's homes. You can't just drive around with no driver's license, and all that canceling corporate contracts is nonsense. You as an individual are supposed to be smart enough to know that all of that was a bunch of nonsense and you shouldn't have been following it to begin with. Now look, you're paying the price. You just said this might be your last call, which means you might be going to jail because of this foolishness. It's tough, but it's a lesson that you have to learn. And honestly, you even airing this grievance out with your master teacher is clearly not going to do anything. She can't help you. She didn't force you to do any of this nonsense. She advised you to do it, and you, like a fool, listened to her, and you did it. And now you see the end result. Your life is ruined.
I have done the absolute best I could to see to immediate needs. When
See what I'm saying? See how you got lured in? Immediate needs. Probably is behind on a mortgage. Probably is behind on a car note. Life threw him a curveball. Life threw him oranges. And these are mainly the people who fall victims to these con artists. People that are in vulnerable situations. You don't have a millionaire doing this. If all these Moors had $5 million in their account right now, they would not be riding around without a driver's license. They wouldn't be canceling no contracts. They would be doing everything the normal way.
And I'll be specific. When I was displaced from my home, it was my home that I was going after, not 10 domiciles. That decision was made in concert with others, all of whom now seem to have done something else or whatever. I don't know what the deal is, but I know I'm not okay being somebody's sacrificial lamb. I'm not.
Facts.
So if the nation is doing something else,
did you know that as a sovereign, that no one can make you a sacrificial lamb, but that you do that to yourself? We all do.
You hear this idiot's responses? Total condescending, just total. Well, that's on you. That's pretty much what she's saying. Well, that's on you. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't doing the shit for real. I was just seeing if you was gonna get something done, so I can go try it on my own. That's all what these teachers do. They don't ever really do this shit that they're teaching. They wait to see if anyone else will be successful before they do it. So they send people out on crash dummy missions. They send people in the bank with birth certificates, with instructions. They send people in the banks with bills of exchange with instructions on them. They send people all off the edge of a cliff, hoping they survive the landing.
We choose. That's a choice. Just like slavery is a choice.
Well,
it's a choice whether we consent to that or not.
I am saying right now, for whoever is listening, I do not consent to be a sacrificial lamb.
You don't have to.
The demonstrations that were done with full knowledge of all concerned, and anything else, any other misrepresentation is just that, a misrepresentation. The aspersion that I somehow have bad energy, I may disagree with some things, but that's not bad energy. That's disagreement.
Did someone say you had bad energy?
I said if someone said that. If someone is saying that, hold on. I'm not going to let you talk over me because, like I said, this could be my last call. This situation where information is misrepresented and presented in a certain type of situation, that's not cool. I'm not cool with that. I was good as long as we're going in what I saw was a good direction.
See what I'm saying? He said, I ain't cool with this. Y'all had me do all this shit. Because remember, y'all, this was his own house and car. It wasn't like you just picked a house and car, a foreclosed home. This was his own shit she was telling him to do. Yeah, it wasn't just no random home. It was his own. And he's like, did all this shit. Nah, and he's starting to see that, yeah, he was a sacrificial lamb. That's why when people come out to make themselves teachers, everybody thinks they could be a teacher, but they can't. This shit comes with big responsibility. People are putting their lives in your hand, financial lives in your hands. We deal with major transactions that affect hundreds of millions of Americans' lives every day. House, mortgage, auto. I said house, mortgage, auto, credit card, tax debts, IRS. Like this ain't no little ass motherfucking financing situation where you got to pay 4 installments on afterpay.com type shit. This is real life shit. And there are major consequences when you do shit the wrong way. That's what I'm saying. So when these people want to say they're teachers and stuff, you better want to make sure that they're going to put in the same work and effort just like it's their own and got your best interests at heart. Because a lot of these teachers do not give a damn about any of their students or what happens to them, as long as they got somebody coming in to buy their packets. It's dangerous. Dangerous out here in these YouTube, TikTok streets.
If we start going in another direction, I have a responsibility as a sovereign to speak up, to say what I think. Now, if that's deemed bad energy by somebody that disagrees with me, okay, you can say, you can think that. But my energy, my connection to the universe is pure. It is what it is. And if I have the opportunity, then that will be made manifest, or is already made manifest. The fact that the work that I've done has had results, but those results have been shielded from me is not an act of the universe. That's an act of some persons or parties that are involved. And those, yes, are corporate terms, because those are corporate actions. The universe doesn't work that way. For me to have done demonstrations that have yielded results and have them shielded from me so that my children go without, that's unconscionable. And I don't care what kind of spin people want to put on that. It's not okay. It is not okay. And you know what? The same universe that we're talking about and the same karma and all of those things will come.
That's true.
To whoever.
Like Tajiri, he's talking about you. The karma will come back on him. You saying, oh, that's true. He's talking about you. He's just talking very roundaboutish. He's talking about you, by the way.
And whatever is doing all that madness.
That's
so
true.
Some things have been said that I agree with on these calls. Some things I don't agree with on the calls. And when I don't agree, I speak up. So
and we
all of that.
You speak up. Hold on, Justice Remorse. Let me. I was just letting you finish. I was letting you finish. Go ahead.
No, that's the gist of what it is. That is what it is. That's the gist. I'm not playing any games. This is not a game for me. I yield.
Again, hold on for just 1 second. First, Justice Remorse, and then the Empress, because I believe there's an Empress who wanted to say something. But let me say this about all of that. The same thing I said at the beginning of the call, I say it now. It's all about the energy. And nothing can happen to a sovereign that we don't consent to. I'm just telling you. Nothing happens to the sovereigns that we don't consent to. And when we realize how powerful we are, like that, then we'll be on the right track. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Islam, I was just listening and but listening to what is being talked about, and
Yes.
seeing what you talked at the beginning, and you know where I am at with that. If the energy is not right, nothing else can ever be right.
Okay, so to clarify what's going on in this conversation, we have a Moorish sovereign who is explaining his mishaps to his master teacher, Light Tajiri Bey. He has told her that he has lost his home and he also lost his car, right? So he took her advice, he canceled all corporate contracts, and now he stopped paying his bills, which is why he said that the home that he was claiming was his own home. So pretty much he stopped paying his mortgage on his home because that's what she advised him to do. And he has since lost his home. And her rebuttal to everything that he just said is that his energy wasn't right. Like, you gotta be absolutely kidding me. This is why I advise any Moorish sovereign who is looking to join this group, do not follow these people. You see what just happened to this brother on the phone. He listened to every single thing that she told him to do. He did it, and now he has lost it all. He lost his home and he lost his car. He is now homeless, and her only answer to it is, your energy was off. No, his energy wasn't off. The problem is all of that crap that you teach does not work. None of it works. Also,
The next video I'm going to be put out, y'all, is the art of a true and correct Form 56. Having a 2848 on file and the cap number just gets your stuff processed a little quicker, but it doesn't answer the question as to tax liability, overpayments, what you may be entitled to. So the next video I drop will be about a Form 56 and how to correctly file one so you are not personally liable for the income taxes when you file your tax return. There's a difference between filing a tax return as an individual or filing a tax return as a fiduciary. And I'm not talking about just the 1041, the regular 1040 as well. This is where understanding exactly what your estate is at the IRS and how to maneuver through it, when to take part in it, when to leave it alone and only deal with your public transactions. But you can't think that your estate at the IRS is going to be the answer to all your questions.
she does not practice what she preaches. When she preaching to cancel all corporate contracts, she doesn't live that life. She still pays her mortgage. She still has real plates on her car. She doesn't drive around with Moorish national plates. She still has a driver's license. So she does not practice what she preaches. So this is a warning to anyone who stumbles across Light Tajiri based information. Do not follow it, because we see here we have somebody who is airing a grievance with her because her stuff doesn't work, and the only thing she can come back to him and say is that your energy is off. Like, you got to be kidding me. Do not follow this lady. You will lose it all if you do.
So that is correct. I understand what brother is saying, but again, it's a matter of, again, the one who is being pressed and the one who is looking at the presser.
Shut the fuck up. It all has to do with she sold him some fraudulent documents and he now realized it after he lost his house and his car. That's just what it is. Just shut the fuck up, Poppy Sampson.
So he's being pressed, and he's going through a lot of things right now, and I agree with that. That he needs solutions, but the solutions will only come from within self. They cannot ever, 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 and I mean ever, come from outside and from someone else.
Then why are you teaching it and selling it then? Why teach it if you can't explain it? When someone calls and wants you to explain it, be like, yo, this didn't work. What you think went wrong? I'll be like, all right, let me assess. What did they respond to you? What did they say? Let me go over what I wrote. Oh, no, they bullshitting you. Because look, you see this right here? This is why when people get the big services for them, before I send anything off, I meet with them one-on-one so they can see exactly what it is. So they can see why I relied on it. So they can see the black and white codes and statutes and congressional records. So they can see the truth themselves. So they can see it. So when they get hit with a bullshit response, or if they get hit with a bullshit response, they'll know, oh, it ain't got nothing to do with I seen it for myself. I got to understand it. It's them that's the problem, not us. For most people, they expect that when you get something from a teacher, that it's going to be 100% slam dunk. And as soon as it don't work, barring all the information is correct, I'm not talking about this shit. As soon as it doesn't, they don't get the initial set off within 30 days, they are then like, what did you do wrong, teacher? And some cases, it's not the teacher's fault. It's the people you're dealing with. But in cases like this is 80% on like Tajiri Bey. The other 20% is he should have fucking known better.
So I would say I've felt this kind of way, and I've been through all kinds of adventures to get to these 60 somewhat years of travel. But I don't regret any of it, and I don't spend time being concerned about who's doing what to me. I spend all my time considering what I am doing to me, because if I get me right, I know.
You see all their responses. You see their response. All this, you're spiritual. They come with these spiritual responses for him getting fucked up criminally. Now they come up with a spiritual response. Like everything is so spiritual now. His didn't work or whatever because his spirit is off. Now they want, these are con artists, because that's what they all say. There's always some type of unforeseen force that's out of everybody's control why yours didn't work from what you got from me. You know, it's always some unforeseen force where nobody on planet Earth can fix. Always has to do with the unseen, the fifth dimension. It has to do with another realm. Only the higher power can determine. All types of stupid shit.
So it doesn't matter what the hell else is wrong. I'm all right. And I just wanted to say that to make the point that ultimately the responsibility and the responsibility is to me, for me.
He thought he was really saying something. The responsibility and the responsibility. They good with this word salad. Word salad don't mean nothing at the end of the day.
I would not allow anyone else to take that responsibility on or try to blame them for any part of what I don't see as being successful. But I'm talking about
Hold on.
That is my
Justice Marcel, I had to mute you for just a moment so we could hear Justice Gilmore. Go ahead, Justice Gilmore.
That is all I was saying, and I know Justice Marcel is having some problems.
Now, you might be wondering, who is Justice Marcel? Well, this is him, Marcel Maddox Bey. Now, he is the one who was just airing a grievance to Light Tajiri Bay. He took her advice, canceled all corporate contracts and all the rest of the garbage, and now you see he's losing it all. Now, Marcel was also in a bit of trouble with the law for trying to squat in a mansion. You know what? Let's take a look at what let's take a look at the troubles that Marcel Maddox Bay has gotten into following Light Tajiri Bay's advice. And then we'll get a better grasp on why he said this might be his last call.
Wow. So he was locked up after they claimed ownership of a $4.5 million home. Wow. Oh, I see why he mad. A pair of Moorish sovereign citizens have been arrested for breaking into a vacant $4.5 million home, claiming that they had seized the property under Moorish law. According to reports, the incident occurred around 9:05 p.m. on Friday, December 18th at a gated home in the 2100 block of Chinook Road in Woodway. Knowing that they did not belong there, neighbors called the police after they had seen the pair inside of the vacant home. God damn, nosy ass neighbors. The house has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, an indoor basketball court, and an indoor pool in the 4-car garage. Sheesh. Around the same time that the neighbors called the police, the security company that was monitoring the property also contacted the authorities due to an alarm that had been tripped inside of the home. Wow. Police arrived on the scene and found a silver car with California license plates outside of the gate. A man and woman were on the other side of the gate. Security footage that was later reviewed confirmed that the 2 people had broken into the building. The 2 individuals, since identified as 46-year-old Marcel Maddox Bay, that's the one that's airing the grievance out right now, of Mountain Lake Terrace, and 32-year-old Courtney Simone Martin of Tacoma told police that they put a sticker on the for sale sign in front of the house that claimed they owned the multi-million-dollar mansion under Moroccan law. So this is what Light Tajiri Bay was probably advising them to do. Okay. Responding officers jumped over the gate and were quickly met by Martin, who then accused the officers of trespassing on her property. Bay, who was with the woman, was recognized by officers as having been recently trespassed from several homes in the area after claiming affiliation with the Moorish group. So this is what she's teaching them to do. This is what she's teaching, to break the law. To reports, both suspects were detained but were uncooperative during the investigation. Both individuals were booked into the Snohomish County Jail, and the car was impounded as evidence in the case. Authorities said that 6 times since October, residents of Edmonds or Woodway have reported self-proclaimed Moorish sovereigns showing up to expensive homes uninvited and claiming the legal right to seize the property. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, many adherents of the extremist movement claim they are exempt from all civil or criminal law, citing a fictitious treaty from 1787. Edmonds detectives said that these individuals usually carry official-looking documents, claim they own the property, and then announce they are moving in. Edmonds Police Sergeant Josh McClure said in the statement. That basically come to say that they're from this particular group and they're here to repossess the home and want the people to vacate the premises. I wish any of them Moorish sovereign citizens would ever knock on my door with the Moorish documents talking about they own the land here and taking possession of the house. I'll be like, you are, right? I said, hold on 1 second. I'll come back to the door with 2 items in my hand. And I will ask him a question. Y'all ever heard of Noble Drew Ali? He's a prophet. Where is he at right now? Noble Drew Ali's in paradise. Exactly. You're about to go meet him soon. You pick the Lugal or the AR. If you don't get the fuck off my property. Their group believes that they own all of the land between Alaska and Argentina and all the inlands in between. Unfortunately, Edmonds falls between that land. So they think that since this is really a Moroccan country, that they are entitled to take possession of any homes that's situated on their land, because under Moroccan law, this is their land. These people done lost their goddamn minds. Officers recognized Bay from another recent run-in with the Moorish sovereigns. Reportedly, those incidents gained some national media buzz when a man wearing a tall red fez, later identified as Bay, knocked on doors, carrying documents written in a strange form of legalese, because they all sound crazy. Announcing to at least one resident, I'm here to let you know that I'm the legal owner of the property, and today is the day. According to Edmonds police, Bay have been given trespass warnings at several area homes prior to the most recent break-in. He should have known then that this shit ain't working. Authorities said the suspects had posted a notice on the property's for sale sign indicating their new ownership of the property under Moroccan law. Officers noted that Bay and Martin refused to say if they understood their Miranda rights. They also declined to speak with police. Both have been arrested for investigation of residential burglary. So I think when he lost his one house for not paying his bills, he sought to squat in houses now or take possession of them to replace the house he lost. I'm just assuming. Court records under the name Marcel Maddox showed that, oh, there you go. That's what happened. That's what happened. See that? Injunction. Jonah Bay. Remember those injunctions that you sent to the bank with people in foreclosure? Huh? That injunction, Jonah Bay, that you be telling your idiotic clients to send to the court or send to the bank official. Remember that injunction, Jonah Bay? Court records under the name Marcel Maddox showed that he defaulted on a home loan because Al Tajiri told him stop paying. Called to his lender to put the house up for sale in 2016. Bay filed for an injunction and proclaimed that as a Moorish American, he was immune from taxation as well as criminal civil legal jurisdictions in the United States. Remember when I said they only do this shit when they facing foreclosure? Remember? When they only in trouble, that's when they want to be a Moor. Told you. In order to be a Moor, you got to be facing eviction, facing repossession, being sued in court for not paying your debts, facing criminal action, facing civil action, and got a high-ass tax bill. That's the requirements to become a Moor. The appellate court found no support for his claims that he is beyond the reach of the law and rejected his arguments. And they still on YouTube teach over here that these revisionist ass history shit that they posted on the internet. Obviously, it's not real. Maddox legally appended Bay to his last name in 2017. It's part of the indoctrination. It is apparently common for members of the movement to take on the name Bay or El as a symbol of Moorish heritage. According to the SPLC, one prominent set of the movement asserts that Moors were among the earliest settlers to America and the rightful owners of all lands ceded to the United States in the Louisiana Purchase. According to revisionist history, the group of people who believe they are sovereign citizens say that they are above the laws of the United States and they are not subject to any court proceedings. They are notorious for filing paperwork with the courts for those that they believe wrong them, and also create fake court paperwork to make it appear they own property. The detectives in Snohomish County reported that members of the sovereign citizens began knocking on doors of waterfront homes in Woodway and Edmonds. When the residents answered the door, the group told the residents they owned the property and they were moving into the residence. I wish the fuck. Sergeant with the Edmonds Police Department said they have basically come to say that they're from this particular group and they're there to repossess the home and want the people to vacate the premises. Their group believes that they own all the land between Alaska and Argentina and all islands in between. These people sound crazy as hell with their broke asses. Go buy a house. Go get a mortgage. Go get your credit score up. Go get your down payment and buy a house, or just pay for it in cash. But this ain't it.
who Justice Marcel Maddox Bey is. Let's get back into the call.
That is all I was saying, and I know Justice Marcel is having some problems, and we've talked about it, and but for any of us to go and turn any of this stuff outside, it means we've stopped looking inside. And the moment we stop looking inside, we cannot identify anything that isn't right.
What the fuck does that have to do? What the fuck does that have to do with what we all just read? Y'all teaching people how to commit crimes and possibly end up in jail.
Yes, because the stuff outside is just a reflection. It is purely the reflection of what we are thinking is
I want to tell a story.
Justice Marcel, if you hold for just a moment, because there was another input that was going to say something too.
Well, hold on.
Close on that.
I want to
close on that.
Because, like I said, I don't know what's going on, and I don't want this not to be on the record. So somebody else can go after I go. That's okay with everybody. When my situation with domicile started,
Empress, you were slated to go, but just let him go. Let him get out what he needs to get out. Go ahead, Justice Marcel.
am I being heard?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. When the situation with the domicile started, I was going back to my house, period. That was it. Conversations ensued that, why don't you just go for a bunch of houses? Go pick the nicest houses that you see that you like. Don't worry, we're going to.
You see that? You see that? See what they doing? Huh? See what they doing? I know y'all might hear me. They got I got two tabs up here, but gotta get my daughter off the bus stop. I forgot. But do y'all see that? Do y'all see that shit? Nicest homes. So when you see the charges, that's why he's doing it. Pick out the nicest home. That's why they're going to the waterfront homes. That's why they're going to this home, that home. All in the arrest warrant. That's why. Because this is what they're being told to do. Wanna know why? Because Tajiri wanted them to pick out all those homes, and this is what they do. They always get them to pick out like 5 or 6 homes a piece and do paperwork on them, just so when it's done, she can exhort her seniority over them and donate one of the houses for the movement, which she's just gonna move her happy ass in. She's using them as guinea pigs. This is what the Moors do. They use people as guinea pigs. Then when it works, they claim some type of seniority over them to get them to donate the houses to them. That's all they're using them for, their own personal gain and advantage. But she's not doing it because she don't want to take the risk. She don't want to face the music if it don't work. So she has them do it.
Work with you will be right there to hold that door. That's what it was. That's what I started. That's what I did.
Now you see, so he was advised to go pick the nicest house and squat in it, and that they would have his back. Now you see what that got him. He has gotten charged for squatting, and he is about to go to jail. And these people that advised him to do that, which is Light Tajiri Bay and her gang, are not backing him. They are not helping him. They have turned their backs on him. So he is now, right now, explaining himself and airing out his grievance. And they're not going to help him. They're just going to blame him. It's just ridiculous that somebody would actually fall for that. And pretty much the advice that Light Tajiri Bay is giving to her followers is ruining their lives. It's just mind blowing to me that people actually listen to this lady and do the things that she advises them to do. She's advising them to squat in people's homes. You heard him. They advised him to pick and squat in the nicest home and that they would back him. And he was foolish enough to actually do it. And now he has charges pending. He will be going to jail. You see, he wants to get things off his chest because he's saying this might be his last phone call. This is absolutely maddening.
When the situation with the domicile started, I was going back to my house, period. That was it. Conversations ensued that, why don't you just go for a bunch of houses? Go pick the nicest houses that you see that you like. Don't worry, we're going to work with you. We'll be right there the whole step of the way. That's what it was. That's what I started. That's what I did. When the situation with the domicile started, I was going back to my house, period. That was it. Conversations ensued that,
Yo, that is crazy. That is insane. That is insane. So he was doing it for his home first. He was doing it for his own home first. And then they went back and told him, nah, not just yours. Go do more. And we got you. They really said was, hey, if you're successful, won't you donate a couple houses to the Moors? We got you. Would you turn that title over to us? Turn it over to the queen. You know, she's the queen. We got to make sure the queen got a castle so she can further the movement. Okay. Oh, you know, the king Al-Jula Al-Bay need one too. Okay. Oh, you know, the prince over here. Yeah. Hold on. I know when I did all that. Well, when I was part of the, it was part of the movement. But when it goes wrong, well, your energy was off. That's why you didn't get it. It was your energy. This shit sounds hilarious. This shit sounds hilarious and sad at the same time.
Why don't you just go for a bunch of houses? Go pick the nicest houses that you see that you like. Don't worry, we're going to work with you. We'll be right there the whole step of the way. That's what it was. That's what I started. That's what I did. When the situation with the domicile started, I was going back to my house, period. That was it. Conversations ensued that, why don't you just go for a bunch of houses? Go pick the nicest houses that you see that you like. Don't worry, we're gonna work with you. We'll be right there the whole step of the way. That's what it was. That's what I started. That's what I did. Now, are those on this call that know of the situation? Is it going to be said that those domicile and conveyance demonstrations have not yielded results?
So now Brother Maddox Bay is flat out calling out everything. He's pretty much saying that none of the stuff that they demonstrate as far as trying to squat in houses or drive with illegal license plates, none of that stuff yields results, meaning none of it works. So he's calling Light Tajiri Bay out because this is the nonsense that she teaches, and he actually followed it, and it's not yielding positive results. He has lost everything behind her teachings. Do not follow this lady. You have one of her students right here, and
And another thing is, it never works. It never works. If you do that, try to take possession of a home you don't own, you're going to get charged. That's just what's going to happen. The results of it is different, but the end goal is to have the house. So it's. I mean, if I was doing it, my job is to stay in the house, not to get arrested for it. I want the house. And the fact that what they think is, they think, oh, since banks can't own any home, it's up for grabs. You idiot. It's not the bank that ever owned the home. It's the investors. It's the trust. They have a lien on it. You know, come on, the National Currency Act. Oh, we all know that. The National Banking Act. Banks can't own homes for more than 5 years, whatever. Whatever. It's never the bank that owns the home. It's the remix that does, because it's in a pool of mortgages. Now, you could try to attack how can they have an interest in a pool of mortgages, but they got around that. But when they filed the remix, the pool of mortgages count as one filing. So the remix, the real estate mortgage investment conduit, is the actual owner of the home. Oh, man. Only thing you could do, if a person abandons their security, you can claim the proceeds off of the abandoned security. You ain't got to know the homeowner for that. If you understand accounting, securitization, trust law, and tax law all at the same time. But that's a totally different process too. Then it goes to quiet title. You got to get a judge to really sign off on it. It got to get stamped by authorities. Like, yeah, you have the right to do this because they gave it all that shit. But there got to be some legal authority, some legal stamp on it. You can't, just because they think that just because a bank doesn't own a home, that the home is up for grabs. Now, understanding the remix always owned the home. God almighty.
admitting it all. He is admitting that none of her teachings work. Furthermore, she does not practice what she preaches. She rides around with real license plates. She pays her mortgage. So for her to tell people to cancel all corporate contracts, to stop paying their mortgages, and to ride around with these fictitious Moorish plates, it is a bunch of crock, because she does not practice what she preaches. And now you have her student telling the rest of the class that none of that stuff yields positive results, and he is now homeless, and he has lost his car behind this nonsense.
Now, are those on this call that know of the situation? Is it going to be said that those domicile and conveyance demonstrations have not yielded results? Now, are those on this call that know of the situation, is it going to be said that those domicile and conveyance demonstrations have not yielded results? Are there no?
I know the answer to that. The answer is no. They've never had any results. Never. Never have they had. Never will they will. The end results for that is you actually getting the home and staying in the home and not even being criminally charged for anything connection with you being in that home. It's not a win if you don't end up with the home.
No conveyances on the road that have used the process that I put on the record when we did the work that we did together. Because I'm pretty sure that that is the case. I'm pretty sure that there are things that have been said and ascribed to me, specifically to my signature and my thumbprint, that I didn't do. I didn't say. I don't feel is accurate. Now, I don't know what somebody does with that, because it seems like you said it, you did it. And then, oh, now you have bad energy, so now we're going to say this or that. And yes, you have to look with it, like I said. I feel my connection is pure. My intentions pure. Everything that I've done and everything that I will do is in alignment with who I am. That does not mean that I agree with everything that's said. I don't. I don't agree with that. So back to the demonstration. Just recently, some madness happened where the information that was put out that was on my phone was, put it this way, when in some instances we're a team, and then in other you're on your own and you do your own demonstration. I've been saying for the longest that we should do all of that stuff as a team work together. And on several of our calls, it was said that, oh no, that you have to do your own demonstration. You have to do this, you have to do that. And lately, thankfully, some of that stuff has changed. However, so has a few other things like marginalization, like aspersion casting, and other related. None of that is girded by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. There is no justice, there's no love, there's no peace in that. That's war. And we, both as a judiciary and as a nation, owe better. We owe it to all Moors. Speaking of all Moors, I'll make one other point. The documents that we put on the record are for all Moors. When we claim credit, we claim credit for all Moors. I think it was 40 million Moors. So we have a responsibility to 40 million Moors to assist them in getting up to speed. And yes, we can say that they need to grow a lot. That's true. We have a lot of work to do. However, anything short of providing services to all Moors, meaning there should be no Moors that are displaced, period. There should be no Moors without conveyances, period. There should be no Moors that have lack at all. And if we do anything short of that, then we're not living up to our responsibility. And we can say we're not leaders and all that, but guess what? We're the ones that claim the credit. So if you claim credit and then don't provide the services, that's theft, in my opinion. And it's unconscionable. As unconscionable as someone that did work, the work has yielded results, but they're still sleeping on the floor of the church. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. So people can say whatever they want, think whatever they want about me or my energy or anything else like that. I've done a lot for this nation. And as of this moment, I'm displaced. As of this moment, I don't have a conveyance. As of this moment, my son feels like he doesn't have a father, as does my daughter. That's not cool.
Okay.
Wow, this brother Marcel Maddox Bay is really airing it out. He is pretty much telling us that he even lost his family due to this Moorish science. Wow, I just don't even.
Wow. Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that? Everything that they told him to do backfired. I mean, it blew up in his face. And right there, she had enough of what just she's like, when he said, at this rate, my son and daughter feel like they don't have a father. Right there, okay. She got to stop him now. That's bad press. She had to cut him off. She had to cut him off. There's bad press. And for you more sovereign citizens who come with that mindset, thinking you can own property that you don't have a right to just because you're just indigenous to the land, and most people only have that because they want something they can't afford, or they want something they don't want to have to pay for. These parasites. This is why I call them parasites. Now, this gentleman, it looks like he was doing pretty good until he got involved with this. It looks like if he would have known this, he would have been paying this mortgage or got back on the payment plan. He seems very intelligent. Don't seem like an idiot. I mean, he had a house, he had a vehicle. Seemed like he was self-sufficient. But a lot of these broke Moors fall for this all because of greed. It's no, oh, we're claiming what we really have. It's all greed. They use that as a justification, but it's all greed. They want the biggest houses, the nicest cars, and don't want to pay for it. And to justify them, they feel like, well, it's already ours because we're the inheritance of the land. All broke, poverty mindset individuals, and he put light to Tajiri Bey on blast, as he and more people should continue to do.
You don't understand how somebody could get so deep into this nonsense that they allow themselves to lose their children. This is absolutely crazy. Like, these people that fall for this stuff are gullible, and like, wow. That's all I can say is wow. And like Tajiri Bey, she needs to be ashamed of herself for teaching this nonsense, because all it's doing is hurting people. It is not helping anyone. It is doing nothing but hurting these people. This is crazy.
But Marcel, you're not the only Moor who's in that situation. That's number one. And number two, you were displaced 6 years ago.
What does that have to do with you telling him to pick out all these houses? Oh, this ain't nothing new. You was displaced 6 years ago. You see this lady, the nerve of this lady here, boy. She better not hope I ever run into her in person. I am going to give her a mouthful.
There are some things that have to be done. Okay, so let's put everything back in its proper perspective here.
I'm listening.
You were displaced 6 years ago. This is not new. It's 6 years ago. So here's what I need to say about that, and I'm going to mute you just because there's background noise, if you don't mind. Is it okay if I mute because of the background noise? Just for now. And then, okay, well, you muted yourself, but you know how to unmute. Unmute is star too. Okay? But here's what I want to say about all of that. We can overlook the energy part.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What does the energy have to do with the police trespassing these people or charging them with burglary or whatever documents what does that have to do with it? The energy is not going to change the law. This lady is amazing.
All day, every day. But until we get our energy right, we're going to think that someone outside of us has control over us.
So, lady,
no one outside of a sovereign.
So what are you saying when they come with the SWAT team to put you out the house? What are you saying? Stay in the house because you ain't got sovereign? Go file a lien on them? Like, what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? Makes no sense.
Has control over the sovereign nor their bastard state. No one. No one. And I mean no one. hold on, let me finish. Hold on and let me finish now, because you had the Moors that are on this call don't even know the details of your situation. But I'm speaking in terms of, and I'm going to generalize it again because all Moors need to hear this. There is not a planet that can put their thumb on your estate and stop you from getting to it. A sovereign Moor who knows who they are, no one can stop you from getting to your estate.
What estate are you talking about, lady? You are talking about breaking into homes and living in them which you do not own. That's not an estate thing. It's not a sovereignty thing. It's not a birthright thing. That is a criminal thing. And there's no amount of energy in the world that's going to change that criminal behavior. They're committing a crime when they do that. No energy can change that. This lady is lost in her own delusion. But like Tajiri, I got a question for you from Thomas Legacy Equitable Solutions, and any of you or your minions can reach me at thomaslegacy603@gmail.com. My question to you is, why haven't you done it? Why are you always sending everybody else out to do it? Why don't you have private license plates on your vehicle? Because I got a video of you and you got regular license plates on your vehicle. Why do you have a driver's license while advocating for everyone else to cancel their corporate contracts? Why are you paying your bills when you advocate for everyone else to cancel their corporate contracts? Why do you pay your mortgage while telling everybody else that these homes they don't own are rightfully theirs? Huh? Why aren't you doing it then? Because you're not. You're living like a normal, regular citizen. And if I had to bet my bottom dollar, you're probably paying taxes too. Because you get all these donations coming in from the unsuspected students, and they're sustaining your life. So you don't really have to, right? I got it.
Period. If you're really sovereign, then prove it. I'm like Grand Sheep. He said that a couple of weeks back. If you're sovereign, be sovereign and prove it. Well, that's what we're doing, but we're doing it all together. Okay. Now we have
one thing about these Moors, they always recording a phone call on you. They're always recording in the background on your ass. I'll tell you that much.
We started talking about for all Moors who are displaced. Because believe it or not, we're all displaced. So none of us were living like our ancestors wanted us to, so to speak. But the ancestors
ancestors were in slave ships. What do you mean how they were living? Your ancestors were slaves, lady.
Want us to be responsible when we govern this vast estate. There are boundaries that must be observed in the law.
Islam.
And we're moving forward. Hold on, Justice Marcel, let me finish.
I told you, this is actually crucial. What boundaries?
Hold on, Justice Marcel. Let me finish.
What boundaries? I'm curious.
Hold on, please. Let me finish.
Peace, freedom, and justice. That's the boundary. That's the boundary. Okay. Just saying.
Those are the boundaries. Those are the boundaries. Keep those in mind, and we'll move on past that point. Since you named them.
So wait, hold on.
You named them, Justice Marcel, and this is not the call for that. Okay, now just a moment, because the call, you're frustrated right now, and I get that.
Nah, you know she don't want him to keep talking because he's gonna put her on blast even more. This is not the call for it. You should have said that from the beginning. You don't like where he about to go because you're really pissing him off with these stupid ass comments, which is saying, you know, and he knows that shit that you selling is a fraud, and that's what he's basically calling you out on. And you probably have other Moors listening that you're probably advocating for them to do the same thing. So really, you really don't give a shit about him. You're really trying to stop him for fucking up your money. That's what it really is. Because it's always all about the money with these Moors. Under the guise of we're one community, we're here for each other, make donations. That's why I say you're paid for services. I don't use that you get into it's a donation you made, because it's no, there, you know what the intent and spirit of the transaction is. You're paying for a service, but they use the word donations so you can't ask for a refund back, or they feel morally justified for not giving you one. The game she's playing is see-through to anyone that's not a Moor. Because I would ask a question straight up. Do you have a home based on the advice that you told me? So what is so, and if she would have said yes, I'd be like, so what's so different from my documents and yours? And our documents are the same, and my energy is pure, it's cool, I really believe in this. What's so different between your documents and mine? Come on, man. It's all bullshit.
But the Moors that are on, and we feel you.
Mercy keeps saying the Moors that are on the call, she don't really want him to keep talking now, because all the other Moors on the call gonna start second guessing, and they may have been buying that little package from her. But if y'all all one big family, one community from the same tribe or whatever, why is she charging other Moors? Because everything with a Moor is about $1. You could tell a real sovereign citizen Moor, they're not giving you any information for free. I don't give a damn if it's a statue. They're going to tell you what the statue can do for it if you knew what it was. Dangle the carrot in front of you. But you notice how they come on their lives and always talk about what they did in the back and what they did behind the scenes and how the information is so great and how to change their life. They get to kiki in amongst each other while everybody else in the chat don't know what the hell is going on. Right. That's all done on purpose to get you to pay so you can figure out what they're talking about. It's like, we're going to cut all y'all out until you pay.
But again, the Moors that are on this call also know that no one can stop anyone from getting to any estate that really is rightfully theirs. That's a sovereign. And the things that have happened with you, the things that have happened with you.
All Albions are not bad.
So,
all subjects.
We agree. We agree.
Just do not. Do not deserve
that. I agree with that.
Things that I agree with that.
I agree with that.
I can say with certainty that my energy was just fine as long as I was in agreement and towing the line that everybody else wanted. And if I disagree, now there's a problem. So that's the message. And I'm saying it now. I know these people on the call don't know. They don't have any specific. This call is on the record. Same record that everybody listens to.
On the record.
Yes, that's the reason why.
Your frustration, by the way, and we feel your frustration. You got to stay strong.
It's not frustration, and again, we misrepresented. What it is a realization that things are not as they seem. That's what it is.
Uh-oh. 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 Anybody else catch that?
Yep.
So, with that,
we've been saying that the whole time.
What's that?
We've been saying that the whole time. And that's what we're here to fix.
I agree with that. So
that's what we're here to fix. So, Justice Marcel, if you
I'm listening. What?
No, well, I just want to be sure you're done. If you're not finished, I'll yield the floor.
The only point that I said is if the work that I've done has been used to get conveyances and domiciles, I don't have one.
Right. if the work that he's done has been used to get conveyances and domiciles in the past, why don't I have one? If I'm used, that's what I just said 5 minutes ago. What's the difference between yours and mine? And she is not answering the question. She keeps sidestepping because she don't has the answer, because she has not gotten one, because the courts are very clear on that position. They are going to charge you if you try it. Everyone has been charged. Whether everyone's been convicted or not, that's a different story. But you have been charged if you try it. So just the fact that you've been charged for trying this, that's a loss within itself in that whole process. I don't want to do a process to get a home or a vehicle and they got to fight my way out of charges. I don't even want to try if I got to go through all that, because I got to spend more time trying to beat the case, find a loophole, and I was there trying to get a home for free or vehicle for free.
No excuse for that. That's unconscionable to me, because the work is out there. So are the results. So
okay. Have you yielded the floor, Justice Marcel?
Say again?
Have you yielded the floor?
Have I? I can't understand what you're saying.
I was just asking if you had yielded the floor.
I have. Oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I don't want to interrupt you when you're speaking. So for the Moors that are on this call, this
damage control time. She got to play damage control. That's what it is. She got to play damage control.
Go back to what we talked about at the beginning of this call and know that, and then do the research on sovereign, the word sovereign and what it really means. The sovereign means that we're the rulers of our own. Government means governing our own mental. That means when we're doing that, nothing can stop us. If the Albions can't stop us, what makes us think anybody else can? They can't stop us. Period.
Then why is he facing all these charges? Why? Why is he facing all these charges then? Huh? Why is he facing all these charges? That's the question. Why is he facing all these charges?
If they can't stop us, then what makes anyone think that anybody else can? No one can stop the Moors. No one can stop the Moors. Come to that realization that that's who we really are, and that no one can stop us. The better off we'll be. Every time something happens to a Moor, we all feel that pain because we all been there. But this movement must not stop just because things happen. When I was arrested in 2017, the movement did not stop. And I couldn't come out of there and point to everybody else and say, they didn't tell me this and they didn't tell me that. There was so much we didn't know then that we know. And one thing I learned while I was in there is all about the energy. Because 2017, I didn't know then as much as I know now about who I am. But when I came out of there, I couldn't point to Grand Sheik and say, you didn't tell me this and you didn't tell me that. He told me everything I needed to know in order to get through that test. And then when I came out, I knew, yes, Islam, come on and say that again in the chat. Seek ye first the kingdom and the conveyances and the domicile that have your.
But that's not how you presented it to him. I guarantee you ain't presented that way. I guarantee you ain't saying, oh, well, you may face heat and you might continue to do your research. Make sure you probably presented it as an absolute, like they all do. Present it as an absolute. And then when it comes down to now you want to give some spiritual teachers that there's a spiritual component to this. The fuck out of here, lady.
Attention will come. That's the truth right there.
Then if that's the case, then why are you selling packages telling people to go get homes and conveyances? If seek ye the kingdom is the number one thing, then why are you telling them to go do the number two thing first? They always go to that. Now she's trying to say, well, shouldn't have been greedy or whatever. But you the one that told them to go pick 4 or 5 homes and conveyances and domiciles out. Y'all told him to do it. He ain't do it on his own. Oh, man.
Those things will be added after the kingdom.
So if it's going to be added after the kingdom, why are you telling them to file documents to seek the things that are automatically supposed to be added? Oh, God.
The kingdom is the energy.
Yeah, she definitely putting on the front now. She definitely got to save her money. She fighting hard to play damage control. This shit makes no sense.
The kingdom is the energy. And we got to get our energy right. We got to clear it. And when you hear somebody say that energy don't matter, just send them some positive energy because they're going to test out of that. Energy is everything. It's everything.
Y'all, so energy is everything. So file fraudulent documents, file fraudulent negotiable instruments, file fraudulent documents on the case. Go claim a home that's not yours. And as long as your energy is right, you'll be able to be successful. Yeah, good teaching.
And some don't want to believe that. You don't have to believe me because it's not about feelings and beliefs. It's about the ancestors are energetic beings. And so are we. We're more energy. We're more energy than we are this flesh that you see. We're more energy than that. We're more energy than a domicile and a conveyance. The reason we call a conveyance and not a car is because conveyance means something that is transporting energy. By definition, a conveyance, that word to convey means to move energy.
No, it doesn't. It's not the only fucking meaning. It could be tangible things, intangible things too. Tangible things like a vehicle. Fuck out of here.
Well, it can't be a car, it can't be a vehicle, it can't be an automobile.
Wrong.
It has to be a conveyance because it's carrying the energy.
This lady sound crazy as hell. I told you, she crazier than a road lizard. She's really trying to convince these people that a vehicle is not a vehicle, a car is not a car, a truck is not a truck, it's conveyance because it's transporting energy. So it's not about the vehicle itself, it's about the energy in which mode is being transferred in. You sound crazy. You sound crazier than you look. And you damn sure look like you about five, you know what I'm trying to say.
Energetic being, which is us. And just like I said at the beginning of the call, if you find yourself angry or frustrated or whatever it is that you're going through, and I have to do it too, clear the energy. Clear the energy. So that you can hear the ancestors, not like the ancestors. Now, we share information, but we can only make suggestions. We can't tell sovereigns what to do. We never have been able to tell. If we could tell sovereigns what to do, the land would be straight already. But we can't. Because the sovereign is the ruler, the governor, the government. The sovereign governs their mentor. We do not. And so, just a moment, because that's, I'm going to have to, just a moment. And so.
Okay, so I was just taking a look at account for 2016, because I found something on that account. And yeah, so it looks like they're working my accounts back up from 2016. Because not only did I file for 2022, I filed for like the prior years with the withholding, and I just put some other claims in for a refund. So I got a 971 and a 196. So I looked up what is tax code 971 followed by 196 mean, and I just checked it. So It says IRS tax code 971 on your transcript indicates that the IRS sent you a notice. Haven't got that notice yet. Often because they need more information or time to resolve an issue. This could involve tax return adjustments, document requests, or account changes. Tax code 196 typically refers to a refund being issued. When you see these codes together, it usually means that the IRS has sent you a notice and subsequently processed a refund. Dang, they move fast, ain't they?
Either we hear that and we live that and we deal with that situation in terms of, when I say deal with it, I mean just go within like we all have to do. We all have to go within. If I had come out of that situation and blamed someone else for it, for me going to jail, then I would probably be back in there. It was no one's fault. The ancestors had something they wanted to show me in there. I needed to clear my energy, not be mad at the ones that were walking around with the keys. Don't be mad at them. Clear them so I can see what they.
This lady is full of shit, y'all. This lady is full of shit. This lady is full of shit. She wants all the attention. She wants all the credit. She wants all the praises, but don't want no liability. That's what I'm getting. This lady is full of shit.
They needed me to see, because had my energy been not clear, guess what? I wouldn't have seen that they were scared when I came in there. They had the guns. Why would they be scared? Because they saw a peaceful heir who was determined to do whatever it took. If I had to sit there, I would have sat there, and I did sit there for 25 days.
Yeah, because no one would bail you out. You had to finally scrap up somebody to bail you out. That's why you was there. And then the person that helped you, you blocked them as soon as you got out, just because you wanted. He knew the true story, how you really got out, and you was running around telling everybody that you got out on your own, and you didn't want his truth to come to light, so you cut off communication with him. That's why you were in jail for 25 days, like Tajiri Bay. You are lying.
Everyone wants me to do it, and it's not going to be anybody else's fault. I'm going to demonstrate who I am, and I'm not going to sign any documents that say from a Turner or any of that. We must take full responsibility for our actions. Full responsibility, and don't ever yield your power to anyone. And there are no shortcuts to that. There are no shortcuts to that.
Now, what she's saying is correct, but I don't think she conveyed this at the beginning when he started his domicile quest or conveyance quest. I don't think the conversations he's having now is not the conversation she had at the beginning of his quest. I guarantee you, because they never do.
We cannot yield our power to anyone, not even to each other. And any more that's really, really smart won't accept that someone calls them their leader. Hey, you're the leader. We say, no, just keep growing so that you'll know that you lead yourself. That is where we are with all of this. We're growing. We're growing. And so with that, we're at the 2-hour mark. There was an empress who wanted to say something. Yes. I'm here from Khalifa Territory. Yes, Ms. Mom. Recently, I had the police come to my place, and they kicked open the door. I'm not gonna say kick. I'm not sure what instrument they used, but they knocked down my door to come get my daughter because my daughter's father was trying to. Hold on, please.
So another one of your teachers had another run-in with the police officers. Like Tajiri Bay, huh? She had a negative experience. Police just came to her door, kicked out the door, waving the 4-4. All she heard was, "Papa, don't hit me no more." I guess she had an issue with her, with the dad. The dad had an issue with her and this stupid ideology. Now, let me guess, like Tajiri Bay, you probably are going to talk about something that you don't practice in your everyday life. Let me guess. Cancel a contract. You probably asked her about that. Or did you do that? Or did you withdraw your birth certificate from the county register? You probably said that. Shit that you don't do.
Are there any corporate contracts associated?
Okay.
There she go. Corporate contracts. Told you. Corporate contracts.
So that's the end of the call. Now, this Marcel Maddox Bay fellow called his master teacher, Light Tajiri Bay, to air out a grievance for her, pretty much telling her that none of the stuff that she's teaching works. He said to her, if any of the stuff works, why doesn't he have a home and why doesn't he have a conveyance? And she has no answers. You know why? Because none of that crap works. Now, I'll give her points because she was terribly nice to the gentleman. But as you can see, that gentleman squatted in $1 million home and now he's about to go to jail. This video serves as undeniable proof that the teachings of Moorish science and the teachings from Light Tajiri Bay do not work. They will not work out in your favor. You will be just like this gentleman here. Use what he just said as an example so that way you don't fall into the nonsense. He fell into the nonsense. He listened to all of the teachings, canceled all corporate contracts. He went and squatted in homes, and now he is losing it all thanks to the teachings of Light Tajiri Bay. So for anyone looking to possibly join this group in the future, use this man as an example. He has given you his story, and the stuff doesn't work. It is not worth it. You will lose everything. He lost everything, including his family. So do not waste your time with this Moorish movement. Move on to something else that will truly benefit your life. And this is not it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have. This was, whew, man, oh man. This is what we call squatter's remorse. What he followed did not work. She had no answers to why, except for the energy, which has nothing to do with legal documents. And it just goes to show that there are still people blindly following people like her, like Tajiri Bay, and these people are ending up in a worse position more than before they connected with him. Now, this is not just the Moors. These are all these fake teachers running around here. These are all these teachers on TikTok that are only teaching this stuff just for clicks and views, where people are going out in real life and implementing the things that they're teaching, and the people teaching don't have the students' best interests at heart. They're just there for likes, clicks, views, and who could buy a package. They really don't care if you go to jail behind it, because they're going to sell it to the next one. They're not going to take accountability. Want to know why they're not going to take accountability? Because it might hurt their profits. They're not going to allow you to speak like she let him speak, which I do commend her for that, because they don't want anyone else being influenced or being hesitant to buy what they have to sell. So this is all one big game to 98% of the teachers of this stuff in this space. 98% of them. It's just a game. Who can buy what? It's all about what you're willing to buy. And all they do is line their process up with the trends of the day. If 1099 DIV became the new thing, everybody will start filing it now. If Form 7423 became the new thing, everybody will be filing the form without even looking at the instructions. You know how many people filed 1099s and never even read the instructions? You want to know why? You want to know why it's like that? And I'm going to end it with this. Because no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, no matter if you're on the Moorish side or the redemption patriot, they all one and the same, if you ask me. Or you're just a student in the chat, or whatever your background is. What it boils down to is this, that two things. One, 98% of the people that are in these spaces is because of some belief that there is a secret treasury trust fund account in which you can get free money out of to get out of your binds. And here's the last one. If 98% of the people really knew what it takes to get lasting results, they would not be here in the first place. That being said, thank you all who stayed to the end rocking with me. Getting back at it. We're fastly approaching tax season. Do not let the opportunity pass. Want your taxes done right, proper claims filed correctly. Thomas Legacy is the place to go. I'm not saying what's going to happen if you go anywhere else, but I can tell you with strong confidence, the way I file them, they are legit, they're legal, and they're within our rights. And you're going to be in a better position than you go follow these other teachers. I guarantee you that. With that being said, one gone. And we are out. If I can hit the damn button.